Welcome, everybody, to a very special Thanksgiving holiday extravaganza version of the UnDisruptEd podcast. Adam, first debate.
Yes, sir.
I got to ask you, because I've worked in schools where they've done it one way and they've done it the other way. What do you stand on? Is Thanksgiving, should it be a full week off, or should it be take Monday, Tuesday, but then the kids are off Wednesday throughout? What are you thinking? Or what do you do? What's your decision?
Yeah. I same thing as you. I've been in districts where we had those first couple of days, and then I've been in with the whole week off. The current district I'm in now, the students are off for the whole week, but us hardworking 12-month employees, we come in Monday and Tuesday of that week. Because we have to do the work that needs to be done in the district those 2 days of the holiday. And it's literally the time where people take vacation anyway. So it's on the calendar, and I'm all for that, because the whole week being off, because I don't know how much teaching and learning actually happens those 2 days anyway. Because there's not any good Thanksgiving movies that they can show. They show Polar Express during Christmas or something, but what do you show during Thanksgiving? Like the Charlie Brown one, that's only 15 minutes.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, man. Come on, those aren't pillows. You could explain that whole scene to the kids. It's like, Dad, what does that mean? Never mind. I'm with you. It's weird that you would well, it's not strange. I bet you a lot of tech leaders out there listening have the same situation where they have to, or not have to, but maybe this is actually an opportunity to get caught up on some things. So we can come in and do some switching around some things. We have to worry about kids and schedules and things like that. We never take breaks anyway, it seems like. But yeah, we used to do it as a flex day. I don't know if you guys do that there, but we would do a thing where if you went to so much training in the summer, you could take Monday and Tuesday off for free, so to speak. But if you didn't, then you had to take a day off. Yeah. But
that makes sense, because I know we were installing some interactive panels in one of our high schools during those 3 days. Anyway, so now you brought up a good point there, or that I wanted to kind of go a little bit deeper on. What's the best Thanksgiving movie that's out there? Because we could talk about Christmas movies, Valentine movies. What is a good Thanksgiving movie?
I'm actually Google searching as we live, because in my head, my number one is always Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Okay, you ready? Oh my goodness, these are not. Okay, so number one is the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, which you would. I mean, that's a good one. There's something called Friendsgiving. I don't know if you're familiar with this. It's more of it's like a rom-com of sorts. Home on the Holidays, Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore.
Okay, wow. You can just stop there. If Pauly Shore made the list, we know that there's not any good Thanksgiving movies out there. So Hollywood, if you're listening, here's an opportunity. I mean, now, I know a lot of movies are released during the holiday, during the Thanksgiving holiday break, but we don't have any good Thanksgiving movies.
I'm pumped about the Ghostbusters. That's one I'm excited about, the new one.
So then so I want to ask you then, is this even a holiday now? Because it seems like Christmas has eaten all the holidays. It's going for Halloween now.
I can't make this up, man. I mean, October 5th, I'm walking into Home Goods here in Austin because my kids have decided they want one more big giant inflatable for Halloween. And we walk in and the lady's like, no, we put all that away. I was like, it's October 5th. She's like, yeah. And I looked and the entire store was being flipped into, there was a 20-foot tall inflatable reindeer that my kids were trying to get me to buy. I was like, that thing will fly away if we plug that in our house. It's, I don't know. I feel like it keeps creeping back. Is it getting closer to Labor Day? When is it okay, Adam, to put up your lights and put up all your decorations? If you celebrate in such a way, I should say, because not all of our celebrate that. Because we got some people in our neighborhood that were doing it, I want to say November 1st. They put the Halloween stuff away, put the Christmas stuff up right afterwards.
Oh, I had a house in my neighborhood. They actually put up some lights before. They were doing it in October. And here's the cool tech piece. I was talking to the neighbor. They were smart lights. They had a company install them on their house. They could change the colors. So in October, they were orange.
Brilliant.
And now they've used the app and they've changed them to clear. Okay. And they can do red and all that stuff. So that's one of those cool features that's there now, that you can change the colors of the lights with apps. So here's the thing. Are kids going to start now coding for this and building out their structure? Because I've seen it for Christmas trees now, where you just swipe around the tree to change the colors of the LED lights.
Yep.
So now kids can code their names into the Christmas tree if they want to.
Are you aware that there is a national convention when it comes to Christmas decorating? There's actually I have a friend, I say a colleague, I don't know him that well, but when I asked him about this once, he got real excited. I said, "What are you doing?" I was like, in July, all these people gather from all over the country apparently, and they go to this convention and they're looking at, and these are the houses that do like where the music is synced with the lights. That
Oh
has
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and it's like it's next level type. And I asked the guys like, how much do you spend? Would you say? And he's like, we spend $2,000 or $3,000 a year on just upgrading our equipment. He's got a whole computer system inside his house that runs it, and he's not alone. And I thought the fact that they have conventions around this stuff tells me um, either my priorities are out of whack, or they are in whack, if that's such a thing. Because I don't know that I need to be spending that kind of time and energy into it.
But it's a great opportunity, though, in the classroom to have students develop this kind of stuff. Because think about it. At one point, you did need a whole computer system that could launch a spaceship to run this stuff. But now you can do it from your phone or from an Alexa or an Apple Home or Google Home, whatever it is. It's just a matter of going in and probably doing some coding in Scratch or whatever program it is. You can actually build out your own thing to run your lights. Because I know I have the smart lights to turn them on and off, for my Christmas lights, but actually set the sequence to cue it, the music and all that stuff. It's something that could technically be taught now in school with our kids.
Yeah, we used to have we had a video design class we would do what they call, it's like projection mapping, where you actually had like different parts of the screen were doing different things, where the kids had actually designed slides, and it was impressive. I mean, these are kids now, they're going off and working scoreboards at big giant stadiums and stuff like that. So yeah, there's definitely some coding programming angles to this. But let's get down to business, shall we? Because
yes.
You know what Thanksgiving's really all about, and it's the food. It's family and giving thanks, and there's this thing with the pilgrims, and anyway, but also the food. Where are you going? First of all, turkey. How are you cooking it? Going traditional? You frying it? You smoking it? What are you doing?
See, here's the thing. I never was a huge fan of turkey. I always thought it was kind of dry, like most of America. Okay. Then my life changed when I got a fried turkey. My first fried turkey, I was like, oh my gosh, where have you been my entire life? I felt like Homer, where I just had to like wiggle my fingers to go like, before I had it. Then one of my second child was born, and we found out she had a nut allergy. And for those of you who don't know, if you fry a turkey, fry it in peanut oil. There's other oils you can use, but peanut oil is the one that gives you that flavor. And so I was disappointed until I realized you could smoke a bird.
Yes. I love smoking me some bird, man. And we've done that now the last 3 years, I want to say. You got to brine it. That's always something people have to remember. You got to brine it if you want to do it properly, because then it doesn't get, which you soak it in like a salt bath overnight. But man, it is so good to have that smoked turkey. Get those big turkey legs. Yeah, I'm ready. Where are you going on the sides though?
Well, you got to have your dressing. Now,
Stuffing.
Here's my thing with dress. Oh, no. This is a two Americas moment. This is two Americas here.
It's stuffing.
It's dressing.
Oh, no. And that's we're both Southern, but I mean, I've lived up north.
No, you're Texas. That's not Southern. That's like something else. That's a different kind of Southern. It's like South Florida is not like Florida. Not like South. It's that's something different. Else. It's its own. Yeah. But here's the thing: cranberry sauce. Do you like do the making it with the berries and the
my wife
nuts and stuff in it?
She makes like a cranberry cherry chutney that is like insanely good. I am not a big fan of cranberry sauce, but that one that comes out of the can like a tube and just kind of sits.
Yeah.
She makes this, and she takes port wine and puts. I mean, it's amazing. If I love cranberry sauce more, I would probably eat more of it. But it is a very tasty dish. It's her favorite thing to make. So she obliges us with that. No, my favorite side for sure is she makes something. It's a focaccia. It's a stuffing or a dressing that's like Italian sausage and focaccia breadcrumbs, and so we have an Italian family, so like having the Italian part of that just to represent that part of the family, I think is always fun too. Hannah and her sisters, by the way, number 5 Thanksgiving movie that popped up on the list. Again,
it's an opportunity here.
Grumpy Old Men. No, Grumpy Old Men is not a Thanksgiving movie. Why is that on here? So So speaking of, well, that's not really, I can't really transition well to this, but we did have some non-grumpy old men because we recently, you and I just wrapped up a 2-part virtual workshop series. What are your thoughts? First of all, it was all about cybersecurity, which I think, heading into it, I don't know about you, but I was like, this is, it's going to be kind of dry. I'm a little worried about like the turkey. It's like something that we all kind of like have to know and like, and at some point just kind of get over it. What did you think? How did it go? Was it tasty?
Oh yes, it was succulent. I mean, learned a lot of things during this, because sometimes we do these things, not necessarily a Future Ready event, but you go to various workshops or virtual events, and you're along for the ride. I actually was able to learn so much about some things that we needed to look at with our data privacy, with our email security here in my district, and I think bringing in those experts and sharing their information, I was able to glean so much from that conversation that we were able to have there. And then also it made me check my own incontinence issues because, data incontinence. Yes.
Explain.
Yes, we got to make sure.
How are you suffering from this data incontinence? Because we did tackle that issue, and I feel like in the future you and I have like a slow motion commercial, like they see with the medical ads. Are you suffering from data incontinence? And then it's like two of us like playing football slow motion. Like they always do that. And those side effects may include loss of data privacy, loss of passwords, email spamming.
I mean, this is one of those things right now, really educating our end users on what they need to be aware of to really stop the leakage of data. Everything is connected now, everything. And so we really have to make sure people know how to keep things from leaking.
Yeah, it depends. Terrible dad joke there. I got to throw that in there. Well, I did enjoy it.
It always depends.
It always, yes, even better. So I will say I enjoyed them, and I appreciate Future Ready for letting us host those. But also for those of you that are listening to this podcast, you may know, or it may be out already. But Adam and I, as kind of the preview bumper for both of these events, we did a Pardon the Disruption special episode. So hopefully, if you guys are following us or subscribing on the podcast, you've heard those. But again, quick hitting, fast, really tied to what's going on in terms of data privacy. And we, of course, knowing Adam and I, we threw in some stuff. We actually had a big debate about Taylor Swift, and I'm trying to think of some other things that we talked about.
What are her fans calls? Swifties or something? I know they call her Tay Tay. What's
I don't know, but man, don't get her mad, because man, did you see that she had like a 10-minute song rant about her ex-boyfriend or something that she did on Saturday Night Live the other night? I was like, 10 minutes? That's how long it's gonna take you to sing a song? You must be angry. Anyway,
yes.
But we digress. We are heading, Adam, into the holidays, of course, and of course, shopping season is upon us, and we are planning, folks, to do a special Geek's Guide to the holidays coming up as a special holiday episode. But where are you standing on Black Friday or? Well,
why the Friday got to be black?
I knew it when I said it. Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, Thirsty Thursday. I don't know. Where do you fall? Are you participating in any of this?
You know what? I've never been a fan of Black Friday. I did it one time, and to show you how long ago it was when like DVD players were like $19. That was like the big thing. It's like, oh my gosh, you can get a DVD player for $19. But the weird thing with the pandemic, it made Black Friday start a month ago. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals have been going on for a month now. It's not a day anymore. It's just a window of sales. But one thing that I've always looked at is, for me personally, when deals, I love adding smart items in my house, whether it's the vacuum cleaner or the light bulb. So anytime they have those deals and they're like 40% off, I'm a sucker for those.
And I could say, as someone who has been to your house personally, I can attest to this, because I was blown away when he was like, all right, turn on the downstairs lights. All right, turn on the television. All right, put the kids to bed. And I'm like, the kids just went to bed. How did all that happen? I was blown away by how smart your house is. Yeah, I'm definitely got to up my smart game for sure. I'm looking at as not to give away what we're going to talk about in the holiday episode, but definitely the smart house or the smart home is part of it. And I think this actually, and that will tie to school because a lot of our schools are starting to shift to some of this too. Why do you have to take attendance manually when you could just have the room take attendance and can tell by facial recognition who's in there? But data privacy, biometrics, we'll go back to that again. Yeah. So as we wrap up, I'm going to ask you, what are you thankful for? I mean, it's been a ride, man, the last couple of years doing these things. What are you thankful for in life in general, but then also just kind of looking back at where we are. We're not out of the pandemic yet by any stretch.
No.
But
and thinking? I'm normally not the mushy kind of guy, that. But one thing I do want to say is, and we talked about this in the Future Ready event. I got a chance a few weeks ago to get together with my siblings. And for those of you who don't know, I'm one of 6. And we took this pretty cool picture. We're going to probably get it like right now. Is going to do a cutaway to the photo with all my siblings, and they're all are married, and half of us have kids. My parents are still alive and healthy. We had this picture. We were just trying to get one together because we hadn't had one in like 14 years. But it kind of took on a life of its own when I posted it on Facebook. It got reshared over 20,000 times and all this stuff. And I was looking at the comments, and then it hit me. Not everybody has that. And people were telling me, hey, be happy because I lost this person because of COVID, all these things. So why I appreciated it, I'm really thankful that I was able to have that time with my family, all my siblings, everybody had their health after this past 20 months or wherever months we're up to now. That was what I'm really thankful for, the fact that I'm alive and healthy. My family's alive and healthy. And if I got to say one more thing, I'm really thankful I get to do this podcast with you, sir.
No, well, check out that photo, folks. It is viral. It how many thousands of shares is that? 6,000 shares, and it's appearing on ads for
travel agencies.
Travel agencies without any recognition to who actually took the picture. I too am thankful, sir, that you and I have been able to do this. I mean, we've both traveled very similar paths in our life. We joke about being brothers from other mothers, and we actually had our moms on this podcast. Yeah. We've had our kids on this podcast. Maybe one of these days our dads. I don't know. I don't know if I want to bring my dad on this podcast. That could be. We might have to filter a lot of it. No, I'm the same with you, man. And I honestly, and when we started this, my kids weren't in school, and they up until I think it was a little less than a month ago, my kids just finally went back to school. So I was thankful that we were able to provide an opportunity for them here at home to kind of continue to thrive. But I'm also extremely thankful that they're back in the school because, I mean, homeschooling, to all you parents that do it, I mean, kudos to you. It's a lot. I mean, that's even with 2 of us working from home. It just opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I think when I reflect on the last couple of years, I kind of wonder what our kids will think. What are they going to think 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, when they look back and go, Dad, you remember that time we all like stayed at home for 2 years and there was no toilet paper? And in Texas, when the snow came and like all of our pipes froze and the government shut down all the electricity and
it was a king of tigers.
Yes. And it was a king of tigers and a throne of games that had ended on it. No.
And some lady named Carol Baskin.
Yes, exactly. Something about Baskin and squids and other things. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just think, I don't know, as we look back on it, I mean, I think for me, it's just going to be thankful for just still being alive on this planet and just kind of enjoying to do this stuff. And the fact that you and I haven't been canceled yet is still surprising to me. So every season we go, I mean, it's a testament to our fans, and we do have fans. Actually, there's 4 or 5 of them, including
my mom,
Dad. My mom. No, we have folks come up to us all the time and tell us, now that we're going to events, because you and I are both keynoting an event together on stage in a couple of weeks, and I think that's going to be good too. Just to have time to be in the same room with you, but also just to enjoy talking to folks. I think that's what it's all about. So enjoy those moments, folks, and then go out and watch Son-in-Law by Pauly Shore. because apparently it's like number 6, right after Thanksgiving, which is a scary B horror film called Thanksgiving, which just sounds like, anyway.
So if you can think of a better Thanksgiving movie, feel free to @ us on the Twitters. Okay, tag us in your favorite Thanksgiving movie.
It's an undisrupted Thanksgiving. Well, we want to thank you for joining us, all of you loyal listeners out there. We are thankful for you. Thank you so much for being a part of this and enjoying our podcast, subscribing, giving us reviews. All of that's been great and fun. This has been the Undisrupted Podcast, brought to you by Future Ready Schools. He's Adam, and you can follow him at AskAdam3.
And he's Carl, and you can follow him at Mr. Hooker. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are better together.
And we are better
undisrupted.
Pass the turkey. As long as it's smoked. This podcast is made possible by the generous support of Amazon Web Services.